real estate has gone through the roof, especially in Inglewood, California, and actually the South Bay. Yeah, a lot of people are talking about the Rams and the Clippers and the Chargers, but they're not talking about SpaceX. They're not talking about the Best Buy warehouses, the tech capital, New Silicon Valley and Playa Vista, or the fact that they're tearing down the Jordan projects, and Google's invested $1 billion in it. These are all things that's affecting us around, that's affecting us in our area. So what's the solution? We all know the problems, but what are the solutions? The solutions are, for those who own homes, we need not to be selling them just because they jumped up. And I want to tell you that in the next couple of years, if you own a home in Compton, California, Watts, Los Angeles, whichever, it's only worth $400,000 right now. In the next couple of years, most likely it's going to be at $1 million, if not over $1 million. Because historical data shows that every African American community that's been gentrified is now worth well into $2 million plus. Like, let's talk about Venice Beach, California. You go to Venice Beach, California back in the 70s, those houses weren't worth anything. There was a full African American population there, but now you go over there today in 2017, you ain't gonna find too many African Americans, because those housing prices for the little 1,000 square foot houses, $2.5 million on a normal. And they're tearing down most of those houses in that community, putting up 5,000, 6,000 square foot 3-story homes. So that's just something that we got to think about. Then we also go to the Bronx, New York, and look at those brownstones that they have there. Used to be very affordable, used to be bad areas that African Americans own. Now it's like, wow, they wish they could afford to live there. So the same things is going to happen to Watts, California, Compton, California, Los Angeles, California. In a couple years, you will not be able to identify those neighborhoods, because it's going to be a large number, a predominant number of everyone other than African Americans living there. So the solution to that is to not sell your property. We have to leverage our land and our property and turn around and start tear it down and build something bigger and better. Pull some money out of that property in Compton and build some apartment buildings in Paris, California, Moreno Valley, or Texas or Tennessee, and some of these up and coming fast growing communities. We have to get out of that mindset of, oh, my daughter's looking for her first home. Well, how about your daughter or your son or your children or even yourself skip the first home and jump into the first apartment building, the first duplex, the first fourplex, where they can move upstairs and live in the top one and rent the other 3 out. So what does that mean? Now they have an additional income coming in outside of what they're making at their job. So just in case something happens with their job, they still have their property that they own. So a lot of us make that mistake. We jump out and buy a nice home, $400,000 or $500,000 house, and then as soon as they lose their job or get hurt or injured and miss work, all of a sudden the property's in foreclosure. That's typical. But when you own property, when you own investment property, a duplex, a fourplex or something, one unit will most likely pay for the mortgage on that property. So if you turn around and lose your job and you got 3 units rented out, that one person that's renting just one of those units is paying for the whole building. So the other 2 are most likely profit for you. So, and of course, you're living there for free. So you necessarily don't have to work. So I recommend that we start buying apartment buildings, But really, what I really recommend is when you're in Los Angeles, yes, you can buy an apartment building. But I like to see us more start building. So maybe buy that old raggedy house that you would never want to live in Watts, and tear that house down and put up that nice fourplex or that eightplex apartment building, and then create wealth that way. And then once you got all those units rented out and you got an income coming in, that's when you turn around and not buy a house, but you build your dream home. And when you move in that dream home of yours, you're gonna be very comfortable, because you know that, hey, you got 4 units over there rented out, bringing you $6,000 to $7,000 to $8,000 a month profit. So therefore, you can afford this nice, large home over here in a beautiful neighborhood that you've always dreamed about being in. So it's just knowing what to do. A lot of people don't know. So that's why I'm doing this today, and that's a conversation that we need to have more often. I'd like to thank you guys for listening in. Please share this video with your family and friends. And let's sit down and discuss it. I tell people all the time, Monopoly taught us what to do. Monopoly told us to buy the land and start building. Monopoly told us when our real estate gets high and we got all them 4 houses on that property, it didn't tell us to get excited and sell it. It told us to tear them 4 houses down and go build an apartment building or build some hotels. All right, I'm out of here, y'all. Thomas TJ Loftin. Check me out.
Where can they find you at?
Thomas TJ Loftin, LOFTIN.com. All my social media is Thomas TJ Loftin. I have YouTube. Don't just go on there and look around. Won't you go on there and follow me on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Thomas TJ Loftin. Same information. Or I can be reached at area code 310-619-3954. Again, 310-619-3954. My website is thomastjloftin.com. You're able to send me an email or send me a message through my website. If you want to book me, have me come out to your state, your country, your city, and do some public speaking and talk about what's going on in the community and how can we put out some solutions. I can tell you all the solutions you need to know and how things grow. So please let your family and friends know about me. If you know someone who heads a college or has some type of pull, have them reach out and have me come to their college so I can teach our young people the things they really need to know. All right, family, I appreciate y'all.